I've seen the future.
Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid and welcome to this week's Oracle card forecast and lesson. We are still using Wisdom of the Oracle card deck, and we're going to use the Mystical Shaman also. I'm going to start bringing back the Mystical Shaman. I know now you guys are all writing in and saying, can you use Mystical Shaman? After everybody wrote it and said, can you go back to the Wisdom of the Oracle? So we're going to mix it up a little. Now, this week, this is the week of July 23rd. Now, Mercury is about to go into retrograde. Now, we know we have the Mars retrograde, so there's all kinds of astro focus going on right now where all these planets are in retrograde. So we're kind of in like a big fat traffic jam. Now, this week we have 4 cards in protection. So remember when I talk about anchor cards, and for those of you who joined my webinar, or my workshop about the anchor card, you know that it's important. So because we're doing the universal energy, we're looking at everything that influences this card, and this is about second guessing ourselves. So deep knowing when it's in protection requires us to be really discerning about what kind of information we're letting sink into our little noggins and what it means to us, and then our intuition about what's true and what's not true, assuming that we're not going to make assumptions about what's going on around us. So this is really telling us that we have to triple up on trusting ourselves, trusting our bodies, staying out of fear, for example. Like, what are all the things that prevent us from being intuitive? Well, if we're overthinking, if we're fear-based, if we're angry, hungry, lonely, and tired, like all kinds of things. We're bombarded by too much information on the internet, for example, social media, cuckoo-ness. All of this stuff could affect us and ask us to like, oh my God, I don't trust myself right now. Really key this week, be careful. Now, thinker makes sense to this anchor card because the thinking is analysis paralysis here. Thinker is upside down too. It is in that protection position. Like, don't overanalyze this, and don't over-intellectualize things either. Don't try to figure it out. Trust your gut, stay detached. Don't get all crazy in the head about, trying to make something work or force it, or, again, trying to figure out what happened. Just detach, stay a little bit more neutral. Now, Imagine is also in protection, so it reminds us not to catastrophize. Geez, I don't know what's happening this week, but we're gonna find out. Remember, this isn't predictive, it's prescriptive, although when 4 cards are in protection, it does remind us, and we are going into Mercury retrograde, that we may misinterpret each other in a big way. So do not catastrophize. The right use of imagination is crucial right now. How we allow our intuition and our imagination to partner up with our intellect. Here we have, write these 3 cards: deep knowing, thinker, and imagine. This is about our intuition, our intellect, and our capacity to imagine and manifest, right? So we remember that, that's really key. Then we have no place like home in protection too. So whenever we get like this, we lose our center. So this is such an important week to stay grounded and centered. What is home to you? Where do you feel that you belong? Belong there. Don't look for places where you don't belong. Find your center, get grounded, use your imagination rightly, connect to your higher power. Don't overthink things, you're not alone. And the first card is trust your intuition. And remember that if you are allowing fear to dictate your thinking and your feeling state this week, you're gonna get into trouble. So you don't, right? Now, I asked the Mystical Shaman deck, what else do we need to know about these 4 protection cards? What is the lesson that we all need right now? And I love this card, it's the child. It's remembering our innocence, remembering everyone's innocence, and looking at the world with curiosity, the curiosity of a child, entering into it with beginner mind. And this is really key right now. Mystical Shaman deck tells us that. The child card reminds us that this is such a way for us to shift this energy right now, is to go in, look at the world in awe and reverence, like we did when we were little kids. Learning, being teachable in this moment too. That's really key. So stay open this week. Remember, extra self-care. These cards are really telling us that we need that. All right, see you next week. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Share it with your gazillion friends if you think they will like it. And go to my website, ColetteBaron-Reid.com/pick. You get to try 3 cards, whichever deck that you want, that you feel connected to. And that will give you a more personal focus. This is your general focus for all of us. Now you have a more personal focus that will be intimate to you, and you'll see how the whole puzzle puts itself together, or you put it together. All right, see you next week. Bye.
I've seen the future. It's beautiful.